I'm Katie. I'm going to be doing your Active Ageing Pilates today. So today's class is designed for everyone. So I want you to be able to work with your body. So as you're doing something, if you don't like what you're doing, your body doesn't like the movements, then you're welcome to stop, take a minute, and then join in when you want to. Obviously, I'm not there with you. So when you're doing it, if you need some help or anything like that, then take a pause and just start again. So I just wanted to talk you through how I'm sitting. So firstly, I'm at the front of the chair. I've got my feet flat on the floor. I'm thinking about not knocking the knees together, not turning them out. So they're in the alignment of the second to third toe. I'm sitting up straight as I can. And if for you, you need a cushion or a pillow behind your back, by all means do. And you would place it by your lower back here. I'm sitting nice and tall and I'm ready to enjoy the class. We're going to start with breathing today. So as we get older, we start to flex. So we're going to try and open up the chest and just enjoy our breathing and maybe try to breathe into a different space. So we're going to take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And again, as we get older, we start to chest breathe. So I'm going to try and make you think about breathing into the back and side of the ribs. So we're going to breathe in through the nose again and exhale through the mouth. And if you just place your hands by your rib cage, now if this sort of movement hurts or doesn't feel nice for you, you can always put your hands like this. And obviously, as I put my hands here, I'm opening up my chest. So if it feels too much, please just bring your hands down. That's absolutely fine. But what we're going to do is try and breathe into the back and side of our rib cage. So as we're breathing, I want you to feel that you're like the musical instrument, the accordion, going out and in rather than up and down with the chest. So we're going to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now, as I'm breathing, carry on doing this. As I'm breathing, you can hear a noise. So I want you to feel that you're blowing out a row of candles. Now, at first, it might feel a bit alien to do this. And as you're breathing, as you're making that noise, if you do get dizzy, just take a moment, take a second, and just rest for a minute. But if you can, we're trying to make that noise. Brilliant. Well done. You've got 2 more to go. Last one. And just notice how that feels. So how your shoulders feel, how your back feels. And as I'm sitting here now, I am trying to sit nice and tall. So I'm trying to sit into a neutral position. Now before, you might have just been thinking about this and started to sink down a little bit. So now just think about opening up. And now what we're going to do is open up the side of our ribs. We're going to inhale as our right arm comes up. You're going to exhale to come up and over. Now, as you're here, we're going to breathe into the side of the rib cage. And then bringing it back. And again like that. Inhale as your left arm comes up. Exhale to come over. Take a nice deep breath into the side of the ribs. And then bringing it back. Brilliant. One more like that. Just notice how it feels. We're trying to create some space in that rib cage. And then bringing it back up. Lovely. One more time. And it might feel different from side to side. Take a deep breath in. And then release it. Good. Just take a little check-in with your body. How does it feel? Hopefully you're feeling a little bit more relaxed around the rib cage and the shoulders. But if not, just give yourself a shoulder roll. Just loosen up anything that might have caused a little bit of tension where you're trying to change where you're breathing. Okay, now what we're going to think about is our abs. And we're actually going to do that with our breathing. So if we place a diamond with our hands and we're going to place that by your belly button. So it goes around the belly button. Now here, I'm just going to check that I'm basically at a nice neutral position. So here I've got my feet hip width apart. I'm thinking about my neutral spine. So again, if I'm slightly slumping a little bit, I'm trying to get that extension in my lower back. Shoulders are down, hopefully, if we can do that. And what we're going to do here, as we breathe out, we're going to try and pull our belly button in. So naturally, that goes against what you'd naturally do. You normally breathe in and suck your belly button in. I don't want you to do that. I want you to use your abs to do it. So it might be a little bit tricky at start, but just go with it. So we're going to take a deep breath into the back and side of the ribs again. And as we breathe out this time, I'd want you just to breathe out fully. So you're breathing out, blowing that row of air out, blowing that row of candles out, and you're getting rid of any stale air. We're going to do 2 more like that. As you breathe out, you're getting rid of any stale air, really blowing it out. Well done. Last one like this. Good. And release it. And hopefully you could sense as you are breathing out, your belly button was actually coming in closer to the spine. And that's what I want. That is your transversus, which is a muscle that runs back to front and acts as a corset. That's that switching on. So that's brilliant. That's going to keep that nice neutral spine. So now thinking about what muscles we're actually doing, we're going to think about pulling our belly button in. And you were naturally doing that anyway, but now we're going to think about, imagine you're wearing a belt that wraps from back to front, and you're just doing that belt up a little bit tighter as you breathe out. So we're going to take a deep breath in. As we breathe out, you're bringing the belly button closer to your